Let's face it, many of us want to lose weight. If not weight, we want to lose fat and get leaner. The world is full of special diets, detailed information, nutritional supplements and workout routines. And we might know a lot about them. However, we often still find ourselves struggling to even begin to lose fat, or we go one step forward and two steps backwards. If we want to succeed, we need to reorient back to the basics and focus on actually applying them in our lives. In this video, we are going to give you a simple yet effective way for guaranteed progress. That is using 3-week cycles for fat loss. First, let's break down the basics. The core principle of fat loss is caloric deficit. To lose fat, you must consume fewer calories than your body needs to maintain its current weight. This is called a caloric deficit. Your body will use stored fat for energy when it doesn't get enough calories from food, leading to fat loss. You can achieve a caloric deficit by either eating fewer calories, increasing your activity, or ideally a combination of both. For most of us, eating fewer calories is the most important thing to focus on. Unfortunately, in the modern world, if you don't have a very physical job, or you are already over your early 20s, losing fat is heavily more dependent on your diet than any exercising you might be doing. For example, burning the calories of one average hamburger, you need to run moderate pace for 30 to 35 minutes or cycle moderate pace for 45 to 60 minutes. Exercising helps in the fat loss process by increasing energy consumption, but diet is the key. Based on vast amount of real-life experience and scientific research, safe and sustainable rate of fat loss is usually around half to 1 kilogram or 1 to 2 pounds per week. This equates to a caloric deficit of about 500 to 1,000 calories per day. For example, if your maintenance caloric intake is 2,500 calories, eating 2,000 to 1,500 calories per day will put you in a safe deficit. Losing fat at this rate allows for a more sustainable approach and reduces the risk of losing muscle mass, experiencing metabolic slowdown, or facing nutritional deficiencies. 500 calorie daily deficit will lead to a weight loss of around half kilogram or 1 pound per week. 1,000 calorie daily deficit will lead to a weight loss of about 1 kilogram or 2 pounds per week. Let's go through 3 necessary steps before applying 3-week cycles for fat loss. First step. Determine your maintenance calories. This is the number of calories you need to consume daily to maintain your current weight. You can estimate it using online calculators, which factor in your age, weight, height, gender, and activity level. Second step. Once you know your maintenance calories, subtract 1,000 calories from that number to create your daily caloric deficit. In 3-week cycles, you don't necessarily have to avoid any type of foods. You can eat like you normally do, but reduce the amount of your daily food intake. Find out this 1,000 calorie deficit from the food that you eat during the most typical day. If needed, use nutrition tracking websites or apps to figure out what you can leave out to reach the daily goal. In this process, you will fast notice which kind of foods have the highest calories. Sometimes you can find 1,000 calories surprisingly in some small seeming snack habits or small changes that do not even feel so important. On the other hand, finding 1,000 calorie deficit might be difficult and require notable sacrifice, especially if you are already not that heavy. But no pain, no gain, right? We are here to take action and achieve our goals, so sacrifice and a little uncomfort is part of the process. Third step. Visualize and if needed write down your maximum allowed foods and quantities of them for your daily deficit. You can plan alternative combinations for different days. You can test and find out the least sacrificial and most doable daily diets with 1,000 calorie deficit. Going through this, you will learn a lot about calories and nutrition. You will get crucial knowledge and sense of what it means in your daily life to achieve your fat loss goal. This will also help you in the future to maintain the results. Now finally, let's get into 3-week cycles. It is simply having 1,000 calorie deficit for 2 weeks and then having maintenance calories for 1 week. Do this for 2 to 4 rounds, which would be 6 to 12 weeks. Always stick to the deficit as well as possible during the 2-week cutting phase. During these 2 weeks you can enjoy life normally by, for example, having a dinner in a restaurant. But then you absolutely have to take it back by equivalently cutting more on another meal or day. During the 1-week maintenance phase in the end of the round, aim at eating according to your new calculated maintenance calories based on your new weight. What kind of results to expect? Going 2 rounds straight, weight loss would be approximately 4 kilograms or 9 pounds in 6 weeks. Going 4 rounds straight, weight loss would be approximately 8 kilograms or 17 to 18 pounds in 12 weeks. After going through your desired rounds, calculate your new maintenance calories and eat accordingly for few weeks. If you are ready and willing to go forward, feel free to go on cycles again until you reach your desired weight or fat loss outcome. By this method you might lose even more weight than we estimated earlier, depending on your metabolism, muscle mass, activity level during the rounds and so on. If you don't get the expected results, check your maintenance calories calculation again, evaluate your activity level, and scrutinize if you really are eating according to the desired 1000 calorie deficit during cutting weeks. 3-week cycles is based on short intervals of cutting with moderate deficit. This makes the fat loss process more sustainable and enjoyable, improving your chances of sticking with it over time. In the worst case, you might feel only mildly off or hungry during the cutting phase, but as likely you could feel lightened up, energized and fresher than normally the whole time. This cycle of 3 weeks with 1000 calorie deficit is only one suggestion. You can freely try other types of intervals and see what works best for you. Short intervals of moderate cutting followed by maintenance ensures that you will be able to function in daily life normally and continue exercising. It preserves muscle mass better than longer or more drastic caloric deficits. Give it a try and be surprised.